Hello and welcome to my world and a casual review. If is one thing I can say about myself as a casual gamer who happens to stream on Twitch every single night of the week, it's that there's not many games that I will go out of my way to play off stream. Um, Hades is certainly an exception to that, particularly when I was going through all the effort of all the achievements to get everything unlocked. Hades is a roguelike adventure based on the Greek mythology. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, who is looking to escape from the underworld in order to find his mother Persephone, who left many, many years ago for due to various reasons. But things are not entirely as they seem as you complete your runs or failed and successful runs. The story gradually unfolds not just for Zagreus, Hades, and Persephone, but for damn near every single god of the Greek pantheon, along with other characters that are huge in Greek mythologies, such as Achilles, Thanatos, Nyx, uh, Medusa, and Megara and her sister, her fellow sisters, and the Furies. King Syphilis. I think I mispronounced that, but oh well. Um, Hades has a very deep and immersive story that makes you want to play and makes you want to unlock everything and go through uh, uh and just do everything to the maximum degree, mastering every weapon, upgrading every single keepsake, getting every single charm, uh, uh, leveling up every single weapon. It's like there is just so much to do in terms of actual in-game content. Uh, it is a perfect time sink of a game. Uh, Now, the first 10 successful runs I actually did on stream. Hades held the Thursday night slot earlier this year here in 2023 at the time I'm recording this. Um, so was dedicating Thursday nights just to get the initial 10 runs done, because after you complete the 10th run, that's when the credits roll. And I did everything else off stream, the whole family reunion, everything, and it took me a while to actually get all that done. I'm actually trying to the actual notation of it of it here, and I'm actually going through some of my old notes. It's like we actually did the 10th run, successful run, was done on March 30th, 2023, but I didn't get the last achievement in the game until a month later, April 28th. My total playtime is like 96 hours. Probably less in terms of actually playing and in terms of the runs that I did. Because I managed to get runs down as quick as 18 minutes, depending on weapon combinations. And this leads to the other thing that is just great about this game, because once you get into it and you're learning, uh, you start realizing what combination of god powers work and how to make things incredibly easy on yourself. Like, I found myself constantly hoping I would get boons from Dionysus, Athena, Artemis, Zeus. It's like the combinations of those four ended up being really helpful and to me completing it. Uh, Aphrodite, not so much. Demeter has some good ones, particularly if you manage to combo hers up with like Artemis's. It gets it can be really cool. Who am I forgetting? And I know I'm forgetting someone, or at least a couple of guys, or at least ones that I was. Poseidon and Zeus as a combo is actually really good if you manage to get the right combination of boons and stuff. But it's just, I mean, I'm talking heaping praise onto a game that had its peak in popularity a few years ago during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's understandable to see why, because if you're at home and you have time to fill, like Hades was definitely a great game, uh, where that's to kill time. And there were many a nights I was staying up super late from between the time we did the 10th run on one of my Twitch streams back at the end of March. It's like all of April, I was spending hours playing Hades and doing everything. It's like it's just so much fun. Like people would sink like hundreds of hours into like Madden or NBA 2K or Call of Duty. It's like shoot, it was like taking all that potential time and sinking it into Hades. It was just great. It also helps that the music is incredibly good. I mean, the music, it carries it as you go through it. Um, it's like all the battle themes, and sure, it becomes repetitive at times, but it keeps you it keeps you in the moment. It keeps you in the flow uh, of what's happening. So it's like I can't really go wrong with that. It's like when the music is that good, no matter how many times you hear it, it keeps you pumped up. It keeps you engaged. I mean, there are games that I've played where the music actually lulls me to sleep even as I'm playing Folks have seen it happen on stream where I just like clunk. I would actually clonk out because the music is just so dry, or the ambient sound is just so dry and just lulls. It just makes you. It just it's almost like a lullaby. That does not exist with Hades. Visually, it it is a very stunning game. All the character portraits are absolutely gorgeous. I think my favorite overall the character design has to be Nyx with that just has a great elaborate design. Chaos also has a very very cool design. And of course the Megara and her two sisters also look very very cool as well. Um, Zeus is kind of like what you would expect. I'm trying to think of anybody else who act who actually has like a great design in terms of the character portraits, where you just like you look at it and just see all the attention to detail. It's like no, Achilles has a really cool one. That oh and what is this? Um oh, I forget their names. It's like I have such a bad memory. I have a great memory and a bad memory at the same time. But anyway, gameplay wise, I just want to really focus on it. Like as you progress, you start with like your basic bitch ass sword, but you unlock various weapons like the spear, the shield, the fist, and the railgun. And more often than not, I've actually found myself like the using the fist more often than not because I end up using like the fist and dashing in a lot. And if you can get the right boon combinations with the fist, this game becomes incredibly easy. I mean, incredibly easy. Even if you turn the heat up after you escape the first time, you have all the packs of punishment. It's like the fist. becomes so freaking overpowered if you get the right combinations of stuff. Like I always say this: if you can get Dionysus, who has that hangover effect that does extra damage, and you can get it to stack, that is awesome. Dionysus combined with Zeus is like freaking awesome. In Fist. And if you get yourself like a dash, like Athena's dash thing, which gives you like a deflect, like it kind of bounces the damage back, like that was like almost like my bread and butter. But I also like using the spear. The shield was actually, I would find, like the hardest weapon to use. Um, and this is not even getting into like the hidden aspects of the weapons that add like certain combinations and certain abilities. Because that actually the hardest weapon to use is actually the sword with the hidden King Arthur aspect, which it kind of limits your attack, but it gives you a kind of a good special. But it becomes not as good as the basic version. But you can level things up with the number of times and like the number of diamonds and stuff to get the Titan's blood to level up your weapons. There's just so much customizations, and this is a roguelike, which means everyone ends up becoming different for the most part. So it is. I mean, if you're looking for a game to sink your teeth into, you can't go wrong with Hades. You seriously you can't. And so with that, it gets my highest recommendation. Um, so on that note, we'll wrap up this casual review here. Like, comment, subscribe is something I should say, and granted I did say, but I know nobody actually follows those instructions or requests on any YouTube video, because I know I don't do it on when I see a pop up in other videos. Then again, folks kind of shove that in within like the first 30 seconds. But anyway, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, and we'll see y'all in the next video, whatever that may be.